All right, welcome back. We're on to the structures of the respiratory system. Now, this is going to be split up into two parts, so I'm going to focus mostly on the upper respiratory tract, and then we're going to go down to the lower respiratory tract on the next video. So on this one, when we start your respiratory tract, you do need to know these top to bottom. So this entire, all of these structures that you see here, plus a couple more, but you are going to need to be able to go trace an oxygen molecule all the way from outside of your body into your nose, all the way down into your lungs and into your bloodstream. So make sure you're capable of doing that after these next two videos. All right. The first place where that little oxygen molecule would reach would be going up into your nose and back into your nasal cavity. So your nose is really just this external framework out here. And it's just basically a structure that allows your nostrils to be there and be open. You need this cartilage so that this flappy skin doesn't close in on itself. You want it to be open. You need an open airway. Air doesn't have a whole lot of pressure. Like I can move my hands freely through it quite easily. And so you need these cartilaginous structures to kind of keep it open. And that allows you to bring all that oxygen and all that air back into your nasal cavities. Um, which fill up. This is where where air is warmed, filtered, and humidified. If you don't remember that, please go back to the previous video and look at that. It also holds all of your nerve endings for your sense of smell, which is way back up there. But after air passes through your nasal cavity and then moves down into your pharynx, now you would normally call this your throat, and that's where traditionally is the part. Way back in the back of your mouth. But if you look at it on the cross section, you can see that this consists of three parts. There's the opening part at the back of your nasal cavity, there's the opening part at the back of your mouth, and then there's the opening part here at the top of your or the end of your throat, where it has to decide whether air is going to go down into your respiratory tract or if food is going to move down into your esophagus. And so those are both a really important factor, that your pharynx is kind of this sorting system where you breathe in through your nose and it allows that pathway to go all the way down to your tracheal system, or you can breathe in through your mouth and it can go down into your tracheal system, or you can eat with your mouth and it can go down into your esophagus. And if you're very strange, you could put liquids down your nose, like when we have to do feeding tubes, and that can go down into your esophagus as well. So it's this really kind of interesting cross section of both your respiratory system and your digestive system. All right. Next is a very important structure called the epiglottis. This is actually a structure of the larynx, but it separates the pharynx from the larynx. And so I just think it's really important that you see this structure in movement. So what you're going to see is, or supposed to, is as you swallow, this flap closes. And so air can travel through without a problem. But when you swallow, this closes like a lid right over the top of this structure. You can see it over here, it closes right over the top. And that allows you to close off your airway while you drink water or eat food or whatever else. Yeah, those types of things. Whenever you swallow, this muscularly contracts down, closes over your system so that you don't get things like Doritos and other stuff stuck into your windpipe. Okay, so there's your larynx. It's your voice box. You can actually feel it at the top of your throat, just right where your neck stops. It's just a big structure here. And basically, that's all a bunch of very specialized cartilages that allow you to, one, stop food from coming into your windpipe, and it also holds your vocal cords. So it's a really important structure that kind of just puts a nice lid on top of the more delicate parts of your respiratory system where you don't want food coming in. All right, so get those memorized, and I will see you in the next video.